Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with you. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave emote, the Lego the Scythe emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you could throw emotes in there like Harold did, who's also hosting. Thank you, Harold, for hosting and for throwing in those emotes in. But if you're a subscriber, throw those emotes back at me. Let me know what the deal is and say hi. If you're not a subscriber, you can just say hi or whatever, or do another emote. Jam is here. What's up, Jam? Um, we're building model kits. We're hanging out. We're doing our thing, making it happen. It is a Thursday night. Dude wants his rug is here. Lasberg is here. Harold is here. Of course, welcome. We're in a solid crew. Hopefully, a few more folks will join us as we build. We're in the just the hangout zone, getting ready to do a model kit building. We'll talk about a couple things going on, some YouTube stuff. Talk about the old. I don't know if we've talked about like the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm. It's interesting, and I would be up for talking about that. I think that's something we'll talk about there. But there's a bunch of stuff we'll talk about tonight. If there's something you want to talk about, we can do that. We can just see where the wind takes us. I'm going to scratch. I got an itch. I scratched it. We're good. I recorded some videos today. I'm a little loopy. I had trouble sleeping last night. I'll say that. I usually can just fucking sleep. I could just be like, well, it's time to go to bed. And then there's sometimes where I don't go to sleep and I just stay up way too long doing things, writing, just watching things, binging things, or videos or whatever. The rarest of that is when I'm laying in bed and I can't fall asleep. That is, for me, very unusual. It almost never happens. I almost always can fall asleep. So to have a thing where I just couldn't fall asleep last night was very unusual. It was very strange. Eventually I did fall asleep. So I'm kind of tired today. And then, like I said, I had some video stuff. I did a few other things. I recorded the next Baering the List, which will go out next Thursday, or next Wednesday, I should say. I recorded that today because I usually do those on Saturday, but I'm going to be busy on Saturday, so can't do that. And then I also recorded a new Pet Bears Anime Club, which will go out on Monday. I scrapped my original idea for a different idea. I can say what it is. Originally, Monday's episode was going to be my preview of the 2020 winter anime season. Not preview, review more, like what I'm watching, what I stopped watching. Instead, because next Friday, I should say, a week from tomorrow is Valentine's Day, I decided that my Monday video was going to be talking about some of my favorite episodes about Valentine's Day in anime. So I brought up a few of my favorites. And not all of them are romantic comedies or romantic dramas. A couple of them are slice of life or comedy shows that just happen to have good Valentine's Day episodes. So I was like, oh, that'll be fun. And that's going to go up on Monday, Sunday if you're a $5 or $10 patron, but Monday for everybody else. Wait another minute or two. I'm going to get a little water here. Like I said, I shot some videos. I had an interview, a Skype interview. That went well. That was good to do today. I did that and got some groceries. Just went about my day, did my thing. So I talked about Baering the List, how I shot next week's Baering the List. This week's Baering the List, which came out yesterday, and of course I'll put a link to it. It'll be in the show description on YouTube after the fact, but I'll put the link up in the middle. The most responses I've gotten to any of my videos of this series thus far, because it was about pizza toppings. And people got pizza topping opinions, and of course I do as well. So that was good. It was good to have that. Mostly people are like, you don't eat vegetables. And I'm like, not on pizza, I don't. I don't like vegetables on pizza. I mean, an onion is a vegetable, but I understand why people are like, you don't like vegetables on pizza. And it's like, okay, I guess you're right. But I do like vegetables, just not on a pizza. Just don't belong. People were like, oh, have you ever had like a Caesar salad pizza? And I'm like, oh, you mean when they take a Caesar salad and dump it on pizza, just get breadsticks with your Caesar salad. Just do that. Don't put it on a pizza. I'm the same way about like ziti pizza. Just eat ziti and eat pizza. If you want to put vodka sauce on a pizza, you can do that. I've had that and like that. But like, don't come over here and try to tell me that pasta belongs on a pizza. I don't agree. But also, you do you. You eat what you like. You enjoy what you enjoy. My ranking things, I try to make very clear, are my opinions, and I think there's entertainment and fun in that. But I understand that I have my own thoughts, and sometimes my thoughts are bizarre to other people, and I respect that and understand that. Like, yeah, like some people would never even think of bacon on a pizza, and the idea of me thinking it's great surprises them. Anyway, if you haven't been watching the last two streams, we started last week working on our Barbatos Master Grade. This is a new kit, came out at the tail end of last year. It is Barbatos from Iron Blooded Orphans. This kit is very similar to its full mechanics line, but it is way more detailed. This is one of the most detailed Master Grades I've built in a very long time, maybe ever. Right down to like all of these like rods and connectors here, all these joint pieces. When we put it, there's just a little bit of pink, just a little bit of this clear pink here. You can see there's some right there on the chest. We'll put the chest piece on, which we'll do soon, and it's just really nice looking clear pieces there. They'll go the arms and the legs. Just a little bit of a pop, but it's well suited. There's some green that's really nice. 2 stickers on this kit. Well, technically 3 stickers because the eyes are individual eye stickers, not one bridge sticker. So that's coming up very soon, and that's going to require some real focus from Pat Baer. A reminder as I start putting some assembly together. Let me talk about this. If you are if you use Twitch Prime, you have to manually renew your subscription. A bunch of subscriptions, the downside of Twitch Prime is that you have to manually do it. It helps for people to be able to spread the wealth and spread the love, which I can understand, and that's fine. Except that a bunch of my subscriptions just ended, and then I have to hope that they come to a stream and renew, because otherwise my numbers go down, and it's okay, but it could be cooler. So this is the front of our kit here, this chest piece here, and it pops open for the cockpit. Kind of see that right there. There's a little cockpit, which is cool. And that clear piece that we saw very cleanly and clearly, we don't see it as clearly with the white around it. It's a bummer. I know how vibrant that color is, and it feels very muted, like this with no light hitting it. So that's a downside. But overall, the assembly of this has been very clean and very interesting. I'm really liking this kit. Somebody asked me about this kit in relation to the photo I choose to use, which has it really detailed. And they were like, is that going to look like that? And it's like, no. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? If you could get a model kit, if they could mass produce model kits that had that level of line work. I don't know how they would do it. I don't know if they ever would, but that's kind of interesting. So, like how that would work is a bit of a thought experiment that I'm interested in. So I want to talk about the algorithm tonight, folks. We're going to talk about the YouTube algorithm. There are a bunch of different algorithms out there. Let's talk about the YouTube one. The recommendations algorithm. So, I don't know all the math behind it, right? Obviously, I don't know all the ins and outs and all that. But I do know that if you start watching certain things, certain videos, YouTube wants to give you other videos like that. They also want to give you videos that are already popular that are like the thing that you watch. They want to give you longer videos That is a thing that YouTube, because YouTube wants you to keep watching. So, especially folks that don't have like ad blockers on or YouTube Premium like I do, which used to be called YouTube Red, is YouTube Premium. So they want people who are just watching to watch long videos so they can serve them ads. So that's why you don't often get recommended Here for the Rhythm. Hello, Ultron. So that's why you don't normally see short videos suggested to you, unless they're like very, very similar to the thing that you've been watching and really interested in. So I'll tell you about how my current algorithm, my current recommendations are all skewed in a really odd way to things that I don't want to watch. So I watch. Let's talk about what I watch. Right. Well, first we'll talk about what I watch, and then we'll see how YouTube decided to recommend a thing to me, and how me watching that has now screwed up my recommendations for a little while. So, what do I like watching? Right. Well, we look at. I watch wrestling videos. I watch compilations of wrestling moves and performers. I watch matches. I watch WWE recap stuff. I watch some news about wrestling, like some people that cover news. So I watch a lot of wrestling content. So YouTube is often recommending me wrestling content. And that makes sense, right? I watch a lot of Bon Appetit videos. Now, I don't watch tasty videos. I don't watch any other videos about food. I only watch Bon Appetit videos about food. But eventually, I found, because I watch a lot of food videos, I found and other food videos get recommended to me. And then one of those food videos, and I think that's because I watch a lot of talking to camera videos, and I watch a lot of food videos. Eventually, YouTube was like, do you watch the Try Guys? Do you want to watch one of the Try Guys eat a bunch of food from a restaurant? Because you like ranking videos and you like food videos. Would you like this food video? This mukbang, if you will, although it's one bite from everything. And I was like, well, I know who the Try Guys are, but I don't watch their content. Now, for those that don't know, even though they're very popular, the world is a big place, so you might not know them. The Try Guys were part of BuzzFeed Video for a few years and have very popular videos on BuzzFeed Video where they tried things. That was a thing. And then they spun off on their own. They went their own way and started their own channel, and they do a bunch of different things. They do some episodic content. They do a couple sketches here and there. They do a lot of different. They do challenges for themselves. They seem nice. They're fine. They are fine enough, somewhat interchangeable white dudes, and one pretty out there, but also pretty great gay Asian man. And it's like, okay. Two of them remind me a lot of people I know, and then I found out that both those people are improvisers, and I was like, that's why they remind me of people I know. The Try Guys sound better than the Fail Fellows. Yes, Ultron. The Try Guys, they're just trying. They're just seeing what's up. They're trying things. Obviously, I have a lot of respect for that. So, like I said, I didn't really know them, but one of the dudes has a thing, and it started with when he was on BuzzFeed, and now they do it on their channel, where he just eats a thing, everything on one of everything on the menu, and he eats like a bite of everything on the menu. And I was like, okay, I'll watch that. And I was like, that's kind of fun. I didn't know, the mushroom chicken at Panda Express is good. I would never get the mushroom chicken. As Keith says on the video, it's a bad name and a good food item. Like, oh, that's fun. And I was like, all right, well, I'll watch another one of these. We'll see if there's any other of these videos that appeal to me. And I watch another one. And I watch another one. I've watched several of them. And here's the thing. I watched several Try Guy videos, all only the food ones. I didn't watch any of the other content, just the food ones. But because I watched several of their videos, which were 20-something minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes, there's a lot of food in places to eat. Because I watched so many of it, YouTube was like, oh, you really like the Try Guys, huh? Well, now that's your recommendations. I hope you enjoy. Because now, as I continuously scroll through my recommendations, looking for things to check out, looking for things to see, they're just like, hey, here's another Try Guy video. Here's them trying on clothes. Here's them wearing crop tops, trying that out for a week. Here's them quizzing each other about like their friendship, seeing if they know enough about them, if they pay attention. Here's them getting ready for, oh, they have a book. And I'm like, oh, hey, YouTube. No. I don't know if I'm committed to the Try Guys. I'm mostly just committed to them talking about food, but the algorithm doesn't know. Either the algorithm does not know that or does not care. The nice thing is that Ultron is that YouTube does not think I want to watch conspiracy theories. Every once in a while, YouTube thinks that I want to watch videos where people are mad about games and gamers because I watch gaming content. So every once in a while, YouTube is just like, hey, here's a dude in front of a bookshelf who's mad about a thing. You want in on this? This Patreon, no, not Patreon, this Kickstarter didn't fulfill its needs and people are mad. You want to watch it? And I'm like, no, I don't. I don't want to watch this. YouTube also has a thing where, I'm going to go to it because I can't. So they updated some of the tool on it, right? So you can go, they have a thing where you can, they used to have like, not interested, right? And then you could like give a reason why. Now they have a thing where you could be like, don't recommend this channel to me. And it doesn't always work, but it does tell the algorithm that it's not this video you don't like. You don't want anything to do with this person. And that has been very helpful to liberally apply that to my video watching, to be like, you know what? I don't want this. So that's been good. I mean, also it's the thing of like, I watch videos of, the real thing is, and this is the thing you have to be aware of, and it's important to be aware of this, is the algorithm is showing you things that it thinks you want to see, right? Yeah. It's also showing you things that it believes people who are like you, and you're like that, people like you, people, whatever, have also enjoyed. So it will recommend things that other people who have watched the videos you like also like, because it's trying to do its best to predict that information. So if you only watch, I avoid anything on there that includes the words rant or angry or negative, whatnot. Yeah, because, well, if you watch a lot of stuff about comic books, or if you watch a lot of stuff about video games, or you watch a lot of stuff about wrestling, you will start to get a few things that are like, no. Oh, no, I don't want this. Oh, no, I don't want this. Because folks that like those things, in a very broad sense, might also like things that we don't want to think about and we don't want to watch. It's not saying that always happens. I am just saying that I have observed this to be true based on my own experiences being a human being in the world. And sometimes it's a real bummer when the algorithm thinks it knows what you want. Because sometimes it does, and you're like, you know what? I watched a lot of tiny home videos. I watched a lot of, last year I went through a period where I was watching a lot of van life videos. So then YouTube last year was like, hey, you like van life videos. Do you want to watch this guy who lives on a canal boat in the UK? He lives on a canal boat on the UK, rolls down canals, talks about that life. He's a British guy. Seems nice enough. Has a real problem with graffiti that you don't necessarily agree with, but like generally you think he's pretty okay. You want to watch this guy? And I was like, yeah, YouTube, I definitely want to watch this guy. I'm very into this guy. Um, so yeah, so I watched that dude. Is what I'm saying. Okay, important thing right now. Right now, we are making an important decision when it comes to this model kit. Right now, and I have to do the overhead here. There's green plastic for the eyes. The eyes right now are green plastic, and I don't know if you can see that. It's a little dark, but they're green plastic. We could replace those with green stickers. But right now, I don't want to do that. I think the plastic looks better than stickers will look. And I also think that I'm not going to apply the stickers great. So I could come back to this. I'm going to let myself choose to come back to this. If after I look at this kit, when it's done, if I'm looking at it and I'm like, actually, you know what? This doesn't look as cool. I'll put the stickers on. But I think it doesn't need it. That's my opinion. I think I'm going to retweet myself because, hey, I got no issue with everyone, people in chat right now, the folks that are watching, chatting or not. Y'all are great. I am not commenting on you, but it would be nice if a few more folks were here. So I'm going to retweet myself because I like building for people. And I do know, I've said some people watch the VODs, some people watch the YouTube archives. However people choose to consume this. Hi, Dirty. Hello, YouTube. Hello, people watching the VOD after the fact. However you choose to enjoy the videos, I appreciate it. But it is nice to have people watching. And I know that sometimes I do suffer if I am doing a build stream like the night after doing my gaming stream, because I had some people watching yesterday when I played Hearthstone, so I understand, or people are just busy, things come up, people got to be mad about things on the internet right now, and it's like, yeah, I get that. Yeah, so right now I am choosing not to use the stickers. I am going to keep just the plastic. Can't really see it in here, but it looks really good. I think it looks great. But yeah, we know we have to keep working on the head here. Got to build out our head unit. One thing about this kit is, while it architecturally is very similar in design to the real grade, not the real grade, the Iron Blood Orphan's full mechanics line, we are putting armor on our kit. We're not building the whole skeleton and then putting armor around it. You could do that if you were so inclined. I think it would work, but that is not what this kit is asking us to do. What else? I said I shot some stuff today. Yeah, so the algorithms have been interesting for me lately. But yeah, right now my recommendations are that. So what I need to do is, I'm going to watch a bunch of Crunchyroll videos that I've already watched on YouTube. Crunchyroll Collections and Crunchyroll's official, they have two channels. So I'm going to watch a bunch of that because then I will get recommended a bunch of anime. Angry at the internet. I'm angry at Hulu for the subs being a few seconds off on one of their animes. So Dirty. I ran into that yesterday when BOFURI went up. BOFURI was off. What I ended up doing, and I was like, is it Chrome? So I opened Firefox. Same thing. So I closed both. Didn't watch the show, the episode. And then I checked back in a couple hours later, and it was working again. So I don't know what show you were watching that did that. And then Hulu didn't. Yeah, that one. So when I went back to it, it worked okay. I had to, because I was like, well, I could refresh. I'll like pause the video, go back a few seconds, and then reload. Like I did all the things that you think to do in a situation like that. But unfortunately, none of them led to it working, so I had to come back to it. It's an alright episode. It's not the strongest one of theirs, but it was alright. They played the montage music again, which I like that musical track a lot because it reminds me of Persona 4 and 3 to other extent. So I was happy to hear it again, but it was like, oh, gonna play that song again, huh? Okay. Um, but yeah, otherwise, it was weird. Yeah, because I was being stubborn. I sat through the whole thing. Yeah, no, I just went back to it. Yesterday it was giving me trouble, and I was like, you know what? Fine. You don't want me to watch it right now? I won't watch it right now. I'll check this out later. We'll talk about that episode when it's time to talk about anime in the second hour. Hey! Let me talk about, I, I had some credit on Amazon, and I got myself some new Bluetooth, kind of like earbud things, wireless earbud thingies, because I don't like the really tiny ones. I want something that goes. I like the over the ear because you can feel that they're there. Um, I went with this because one, I'm trying to be more active and cords aren't great, and two, I had to buy new headphones because my headphones for my phone use the connector, and I don't like the splitter that comes with using lightning cables. But I also hate that anytime I'm listening to music or a podcast, I can't charge my phone. So sometimes I have to choose. And I was like, well, if I get a Bluetooth headphones, then I don't have to choose. And it's got a mic on it, and they're pretty good. They're inexpensive, but here's the thing that's great about them. Let's say that I want to cook something in the kitchen, right? I can leave my phone in the living room or my bedroom, and they reach, and then I've just got my earbuds in. I don't have to have my phone in my pocket or anything, and that is very convenient. So that is the thing that came in the mail like last night after my stream was over, and I was very happy to have. I've had a pair like these before. They also pair very well with my laptop. My laptop is Bluetooth enabled, so I can use them with my laptop, which is great. But it also means I can use them with my laptop and I can use them with my phone because when I travel, I was having to bring another pair of headphones because I would have to have headphones for my laptop and headphones for my phone. And I was like, this is not helping. This is not helping or helpful. I just want one thing. So now I have one thing, and that's that is a thing that's going on with me, and I'm very happy to have that thing. All right, so E17 is here. This is E17 is this one, and they're like E14. Great. So working on the head still here. We're doing a thing. I uploaded to Discord pictures of the goof I finished. Oh, nice, Ultron. I'll check that out after the stream. I painted the sword I'm very proud of. Not screwing up badly. Awesome. That's rad. That's very cool. Good on ya for that. E14 is tiny gold piece. That's a tiny gold piece. And another tiny gold piece on the other side. All right. Yeah, awesome. I'll check that out, Ultron. That's cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I was like, oh, yeah, this is what I want to talk about. Yeah, I knew I wanted to talk about the algorithm. That's just, like I said, now I have to retrain it. I gotta watch a bunch of wrestling videos, and I gotta watch anime stuff. Because I found that like the anime, obviously I enjoy watching anime. You know that from my whole fucking thing. But also it's helpful because a lot of times I will get recommendations of things that maybe I wasn't checking out because I'm not looking at every site, or nobody in my circle is talking about this show, but then I see a clip and I'm like, oh, okay, oh, I'll check that out. This actually looks cool. Uh, that's generally pretty helpful. Uh, let's see. That sword was gray and not yellow like it was supposed to be, much like the heat blade on that red one. Oh yeah, Rah! Shaky fist about that. Don't advertise it being a different color. It's rude. This is rude. All right, so we got this. Got this gold. We got a smallish gold piece we got to put on the head on both sides, and then we will put the kind of the wing part of it on over it, and it'll keep it in place. So we just have to figure out how this goes on, apply it, apply the right pressure, and then lock it in place. I also did a little prep, speaking of anime, for Pat Bear's Anime Club at PAX East the end of the month. Started doing more prep for that, which means that I now have a anime theme song in my head for one of the shows I'm going to talk about. One of the shows has a fictional anime song. There's an anime. It's an anime within the anime, um, and it is a reoccurring gag in the show. And it has been in my head. And I was like, oh no, I don't want this in my head. It's very catchy, which is kind of the whole point of the song. Obviously, that's anime, but I'm saying specifically for the bit in the show. I now have just this song stuck in my head. Try to get it out. But yeah, I'm getting some research done with that. I'm excited about where that's gonna take me. I got a little Hearthstone time in today just to get my rewards for the rewards that were available. So that was good. Let's go ahead something with Kaki Gengar. Yeah. Yeah, like the just like well even like it didn't get caught in my head, but so the current thing happening in Inspector, which I do recommend. I think it's a pretty good show. The thing that's happening in Inspector is that they are investigating a idol who had died, and if their ghost has come back as an evil spirit, and instead of just being like, yeah, she was an idol, and here's the things about it, they like show this opening from an anime that she was like the main character in, and I'm like, you did not have to go through all this work. You did not have to animate this. You did not have to show this. I believe you. Why are we doing this part? And it was just like very weird. It was like kind of cool, but very strange. It was a very strange choice. They like recorded this and went through all this trouble to like make this fake anime opening within this show. I'm trying to remember what's that anime? My husband. There's an anime, and I can't remember the name of it, but it is a very cute show about a girl who one day a guy that she has been they like her family has decided she's going to marry comes to like live with her so they can like make sure it's going to work out. Uh, and it's just like the tribulations of like being a high school student who suddenly has a fiance, and you're like, and she's like, wait, what? And various other things that happen with that, and there's some other stuff involved as well. Um, but there's like a show within the show uh, that's just an excuse to have the young girl in the show be cute. And I was like, that's a lot of work. I'm trying to remember the name of that show. I can't. It's pretty cute. But sometimes you just don't remember. Sometimes you just don't remember. All right, I'm gonna look at this head here. unit. Is it like this? Yeah. All right. Okay, we did it. That's the head. The head unit is done. There's the head unit. I'm going to see if there's anything. Nope, yeah, I can just put it on. Great. I'm just going to put it on. I like doing this. We didn't get to the arms yet, but I like doing it. Right Stuff Anime has a big blowout DVD sale right now, and I ordered a bunch of stuff for my library. Heck yeah, Ultron, that's awesome. Cool. I hope you got some good stuff, and people are going to be like, yeah, not for you. As in the library, yes. Ultron, I did assume that you meant you bought some stuff for the library. You mentioned the library before, but yeah, not for your home library. Although, hey everybody, if you want to start calling your own like anime or your gaming collection or your model kit collection, if you want to call when you start buying stuff for your library, you should do that because Ultron. I knew you didn't mean that, but I also really like the idea. Like, I picked up a few more kits for my library. Oh yes, I picked up a few Yu Yu Hakusho Blu-rays for my library. I think calling your collection your library is very good, and I'm definitely going to be doing it. All right, so we have finished the head. We finished the chest. It's time to start working on the arms. It's time for arm day. We're going to follow the usual thing. We're going to build 2 arms. We're going to build 2 legs. We're going to build a waist. This is how you build master grades. This is traditional. This is the way they're going for it. Which also means we get to start building things in tandem. We get to start building the left and right side because they are basically the same, which is very helpful because it just means that, like, as you're doing it, you're like, oh, I figured out what this means, and you can just do it on the other side. And it's very helpful. But the arms are going to be pretty straightforward. There'll be a little bit of the kind of piston action that we'll have to figure out. But for the most part, it's going to be pretty straightforward. A few things here and there. But yeah, I really like the idea of referring to your collection library. I'm glad you got some stuff. Picked up some things. Yeah, I'm trying to I've been looking to see what else I can watch. I did try a few shows that are not part of my normal watching, but nothing has stood out to me. I haven't tried Darwin Game yet. That I know just came out. It was actually a late in the season show. It's one of those, and I'm like, I don't know. One of the things that's cool is Keep Your Hands Off Isaacin is getting a primetime release. It's a late night show in Japan, and it's going to get reruns that are going to run like a day later in like Sunday evening in Japan, where like families watch TV, which rules because it means that like a whole different crowd is going to check out that show, hopefully, and hopefully enjoy it because it's such a good show. It's such a fun I know I was in late night, but I mean they're doing mech stuff, so like yeah, I'm into it. I talked about that on Monday. Like, yeah, of course I'm interested. They started doing mech. They started making mech anime. There's robots. Like, yeah, duh. I'm intrigued by that show. You know what's good? Hot chocolate. Lashbrook, you're not wrong. I like a good hot chocolate now and again. It's been a little while. I haven't really needed it in this weather, but yeah. It actually snowed in Austin last night. Well, there you go. Lashbrook, that is, when it snows, hot chocolate is great. Hot chocolate's pretty good at other times, but like, yeah, around that time of the thing, when that's the thing that's happening, it's pretty good. Pretty good. That is my cold drink of choice. I'll drink tea. I don't love tea. I'll drink tea. I don't drink coffee, so When it's really cold, hot chocolate is my go-to. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like I said, I've been trying to expand my anime viewing uh, to stuff. I gave Plunderer a second time, and I was like, meh, 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 meh. Nope, don't really like it. Like I said, I haven't tried Darwin's Game, but I'm going to give it a shot. Although I just doesn't seem appealing to me. Uh, the only one I kind of wanted to watch was Nico Para, but I don't have Funimation right now, and it's Funimation only. But that's okay. And then, what was I going to say? So, um, it sounds like it's possible that, what do you call it? Oh, right now there is talk that, what was I say? Oh, there's conversation that Doro Hedoro is going to be out on Netflix once the season is wrapped, and it'll just come out all at once. That is currently the thoughts. So I will be able to eventually watch that, which would be cool. Uh, I haven't done a lot of hot tea. I ate at a bunch of places during PAX that gives you your own individual pot of tea. Had some Earl Grey and it was nice. Yeah, I'm just not super into tea. I mean, I'll drink tea, like, oh, well, I'm here at this restaurant and they have tea and it looks very good, so I guess I will check it out. That's kind of the generally where I'm at. All right, so we can put these two things aside until we start getting to the nitty gritty, and we're going to keep working on building our kits here. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not my favorite. Tea's just not a thing that I spend any real time drinking. But I know I don't like coffee, and I know that I uh, don't drink tea that often. So hot chocolate was always the thing that I was like, oh, it's cold, and I need to warm up. I guess I'll do this. Kind of just by default became the thing. All right, so we do this, we do that. Gotta get our pistons ready here. Let's see. Thought I had did I have anything else I was gonna say? Can't remember. Do I don't know. Oh, I did have like it's a small little thing, but every once in a while, uh, I run into people that we're chatting about like prospective work, right? And I'm like looking, obviously, I'm looking for full time employment. So, you know, I I'm fine with contract work. I do contract work. That's how I've continued to exist. But I'm looking for full time or more part time. Um, I'm looking for consistent, more than one offs contract. But I'll take it. And a lot of people just have contract work to offer, and that's fine. And then you fulfill the relationship and maybe go to there. Um, but I had someone today in conversation. We talked about so I basically if I work with people and it looks like it was fun or good, and I haven't heard from them, I reach out and go, look, hey, if you have anything else coming up, if you're looking for someone like me, I'm looking for work. I'm always looking for things. And I had somebody just go, oh, yeah, you would have been perfect for this job. We didn't even think of you. I was like, motherfuckers. Don't tell me. Just lie. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that there was a part-time job available that I would have been perfect for, and you didn't think about mentioning it to me. Just say, cool, 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 we'll let you know. And then internally go, shit, Oh, we could have offered that to Pat. Shit. And if the odd chance is that's your lie, don't lie like that. That's a bad lie. Because sometimes, like, yeah, people are like, I've heard, oh, yeah, we don't have anything now, right? We don't have anything right now. We'll let you know. And then I've seen job postings for the company that people I was talking to. And it's like, oh, okay, you just don't want me to work there. No problem. Uh, oh, sure, whatever. Like, I'd rather, have that than, like, don't pretend like you were going to hire me and then, like, make it very clear that you have no interest. I'm just, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling on that one. I'll admit, but it was just frustrating. I'm like, well, you know what I'm doing. I know that you're not thinking of me because why would you? Because that is not your job to think about hiring me. But I also know that if you want to have, like, I don't know, a good employee, you could, hire a good person to do that work. Bah is what I say to that. That was an annoying part of my day. I had a good Skype conversation. I was happy about that. Some good convo coming in, getting ready for some stuff, trying to get some things in motion. Uh, we are hitting the point now where all my conversations have to involve the fact that it's very strange, right? So, I'm like, people are like, oh, cool, so let me know your availability and all that. I'd be like, cool, these are the days that I'm available. These are flexible. This is a thing that I could change for the right deal. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, just so you know, I'm gone the last weekend of February. And most of the time people were like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Well, this wouldn't start till March. Or, oh, okay, well, is that negotiable or not? And then every once in a while, people were like, because they're nice or they're actually interested, go, oh, cool, what are you doing? Where are you going? And you have to be like, and sometimes I'll just say Boston. Like, oh, fun. And then sometimes I'll say like, oh, because if it's relevant to what I'm, uh, the conversation we've been having about something, I might say, oh, I'm going to a convention. I'm going to do panels at a convention. I generally save that for um, if I'm talking to someone about like on-air things or video stuff, hosting, presentation, social media, that kind of stuff. Like it makes sense. It actually sounds good to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to a convention. I'm doing some stuff, at a convention. But every once in a while, I like let it slip to someone when I'm like, applying for a desk job, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to Boston for a convention, and they're like, convention? What do you do with these conventions? And it's like, oh no. I got to talk to a person about what I do and why I do it and why it's great and what's going on. The nice thing is that like I lean into the panel stuff, and that's always fairly easy to explain and be like, oh well, like a lot of people are there and they're looking for entertainment, and so I do funny shows for them, and it's pretty neat, and I get to see my friends and that are there, and it's kind of nice, and it's a little work vacation. It's like usually works out pretty good. I think explaining to strangers why I'm going to Boston is a very, very easier than explaining to friends of mine what streaming is. And obviously, I have friends out there who are like on the internet and they understand, they know what like let's plays are and stuff like that. But I have a few friends that are like very clueless about all of this, that have like never watched a live stream. They like that's not the internet is for finding out information and whatever. It's not where their entertainment comes from. So for them, it's always like, wait, what's stream like? So you just like talk? You just like do stuff? It is very confusing to them. Just like I said, it's fair. It's a weird thing. This is all real weird. Uh, but yeah, that was an odd thing to kind of like explain to my parents, like what streaming is and why I'm doing it. That was a odd conversation certainly to have. All right, so this got to go. Where does this go? Okay, so it's going like that. All right, cool. We're working on our arm here. When I do this one, the other one will be good. But yeah, it was definitely an odd conversation. It gets easier and easier. More and more people learn about it. I have friends that do streaming stuff, and uh, when someone has it and it like does well, it's very good for everybody. I've always found that, right? So like, I have a couple friends that started to do uh, a sci-fi storytelling podcast, and so some people were like, "Well, I know what a podcast is, but I didn't know you could do that in podcasts." And like, people like it and listen, and it's like, yeah, yeah, it does well. But like, they did well enough. They're now on the Maximum Fun Network. So like, uh, so that's really good for them because like now other people are doing it. They're just like, oh yeah, well there's like Maximum Fun has one of these, and we do something like that. So it helps everybody um, to kind of like get a sense of like what is going on out there. So it kind of helps all the people that are doing stuff. Um, and then if you're like, oh yeah, this thing I do is part of a network, that's huge because then you're like, oh yeah, I do this thing, and like people like it. You're like, oh, cool, cool, cool. Uh, Good night, Harold. I will catch you later, my friend. Thank you for being here on the stream. Um, Someday I will show my parents an episode of Unofficial Fridays. Someday, says Ultron. Yeah, I mean, my mom has watched episodes of this. She's watched some of it live on her laptop, which is very nice of her. I think especially when I first started, it was like kind of seeing what I was talking about because I was talking about it on Facebook, and she was like, "I don't know what that means," and kind of got it. I mean, also like my mom watches Good Morning America, so she understands somewhat what YouTube stardom means because or like my mom watches Ellen, so she kind of has an idea what like going viral means from osmosis, which is legitimately very helpful to have that. Uh, it will have to be a banger, just on tilt, barely on the rails. Yeah, yeah, just something like real weird. Uh, but yeah, I mean, like it is nice. It's nice to have like some of those context things for when you're just going. I tell this story. I may have told this on the stream. I don't know, but my parents were very supportive, but rightfully concerned about me living in New York and studying comedy. Right. So like my dad knew who the Upright Citizens Brigade were because he had watched the show. We had watched it together. So he had watched their show on Comedy Central. So he was like, I get that they have a TV show and now have a theater, but like they're not there. Some of them are there, but they're not there. I don't know. I don't quite get what's going on. And then my dad had like come to see me do a show. He came into New York and stayed over at my place and saw a show, and we like went to a couple things, and that was really nice for him to kind of get a sense of what's going on. But like a month and a half later, I was able to say, "Hey, Dad, one of the guys you saw do stand up is on Conan. He's doing a thing on Conan. He's my level 2 teacher, and he did like a stand up set that my dad thought was really funny." And I'm like, "Well, he's going to be on Conan." And then my dad was able to be like, "Oh." And he was able to connect the dots because he like would wake up, he'd fall asleep after work and have dinner and then fall asleep, and then he would wake up and often catch Conan when it was on late at night, um, and really liked it. So for me to be able to be like my teacher is doing is doing stand up on Conan, my dad was able to be like, okay, I feel better about this whole black box comedy thing that you're doing because like I have some sort of like way to contextualize it. Now, obviously, not obviously, but things are different now than they were. when I was coming up, because the people from the theater that I used to study at and work at ended up on like SNL instead of just like, the person running it ending up on there. Like, actual performers ended up on there. Like, friends of mine ended up getting jobs on TV and being in movies and all that, and it made that conversation for other people a lot easier. Uh, there is it's not a famous quote or a known quote or anything, but there was a thing that somebody had said something about like, oh, uh, I want to go to I didn't get into Harvard, but I wanted to join the Harvard Lampoon, and somebody was like, or Jon Stewart was like, no, you want to go to college, you want to get your degree in something that you can fall back on, and then you want to move to New York and you want to take classes at UCB. You don't need the Harvard Lampoon to get into comedy. You need to be around really funny people and learn how to be funny that way, or learn how to apply your funny, which I always thought I had agreed with, and it felt right at the time to be like, yeah. I think now it's different than it was, but some of the sentiment is still the same. All right, I think I put these on right. I may have put these connectors on wrong, but I'll find out later. I think I did this right. Yes, not ground style. We were working on the master grade of the Barbatos, which came out last year. This is not the full mechanics. This is an actual master grade. And I'm excited about it. Oh, Dirty is saying, is giving a water check. I will be taking a water break after the pause of the cause, which is coming up in just a minute or two. I wanted to finish up a step here, and then we will take our pause for the cause. I'll talk about ways you can support the stream if you're so inclined. Then I'll have some water, and we'll talk about some anime. But I wanted to, but I appreciate that reminder, and it's also a good chance for me to look at the clock and see that we are about an hour in. But yeah, let me kind of finish up this step here. Yeah, not ground style. We finished our chest here and the head. This is a really nice looking kit. It came out the end of last year, and I am excited to continue to work on it. A lot of small pieces, but it's very good. Yeah, and we'll get into some anime talk. The thing I was really talking about, I have a Mountain Dew Zero that's like water. Hey, Ultron's got water in it. As I say, the water reminder is also just a reminder of like, stretch if you haven't, lean or whatever, move your neck around. Like, it's a reminder to, like, if you've been stuck in one position. Obviously, I don't stream for long periods of time, so I don't have to worry about that as much. But yesterday I had to make sure, because I was like, I streamed for 2.5 hours, which is, for me, is pretty long. But when I'm doing a gaming stream, it's a little easier to go for a while. All right, so let's do this, and then we'll do this. All right. So that is, we're going to work on the right arm here. We could put these pieces out. We'll get to that later. But yeah, we're going to build, the arm is basically done. We're going to work on the hand, and then we're going to build the armor around it. It's kind of fun to do the whole skeleton there and do that. But yeah, let's take a pause for the cause, folks. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the leg of the Scythe emote in there, and let the people know. If you are using Twitch Prime, you do have to renew that manually. So if you're suddenly like, oh, I don't have my emotes, time to renew. If you use Cash Money, it's fine. Either way, if you are going to renew, hit that notification button. You can share emotes with other people right now as part of their lead up to Valentine's Day promotion, which is kind of fun. But it's also just a way of supporting the channel, and I appreciate it very much. We'll quickly go through ways you can support the stream. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's all in the comments, the show description below. All of the various links to things, my Nightbot commands. But yeah, becoming a subscriber is a great way to help. Bits and coins, always appreciated. We have the leaderboards. We have the nobody's in the gift sub leaderboard, so you can get the sub if you want to do that. You're under no obligation to do that, obviously. But you can also give a donation of bits and coins, which you can end up on the bit leaderboard. Harold's up there all by his lonesome, so you can join him there. You could also join my Patreon if you're interested in doing that. Anything I make on Patreon, on Twitch, goes into me buying kits and equipment. So you can join my Patreon. Right now, I have a decision I'm going to have to make soon, probably. Maybe not, but soon. So the goal was when my Patreon last year hit $150 a month, it unlocked the Monday night streams. I started streaming 6 hours a week instead of 4 in build streams. Right, and then we went up. We went up as far as like $190. We're back down to $150. So if that drops down to $150, I will have to make the decision. Do I make enough money a month through the various means to justify that 2 hours and that model kit? I hope it doesn't get to that point where I have to make the decision. I'll go through, if I do drop, I'll, try to encourage people to join if they want. But folks are under no obligation. You're never under any obligation to do any of that, even to chat. Like, I'm so grateful that people choose to watch what I do and support me when they can, but you're under no obligation to do that. You can just watch at your leisure the way you want to watch. I do have a wish list. I'll mention a couple of things on there. I know I've got something coming in a couple of weeks, and I'm very excited about that. But yeah, I've got a few things in there. Some of the Pokemon Gunpla that came out last year, the Pokepla. I wouldn't mind building that Pikachu. That'd be fun. Some high grades that are fairly inexpensive. A few things are dropped in price a little bit, which is cool. They're relatively inexpensive comparatively. Some of the master grades, a few things. Lego sets. Haven't done a Lego in a while. Wouldn't mind doing that. I got one set waiting for me. Just a few things that would be fun to build if people are interested in having me build them. Of course, you're obviously under no obligation to pick up anything off my wish list. But if you want to, it's rad. I know I got a ship coming soon. I also have a USA Gundam store as the alternative. If you don't want to buy something from Amazon, you could buy a gift card on USA Gundam store and let me know. Just give me the code via Twitter or Twitch Whisper, and I buy me that, and then I could buy something on USA Gundam store. They don't have to, but I can. Donations are always appreciated. If you donate, that goes to me buying kits. It goes into my kit fund. That's a way to support this channel if you'd like to. I have a Discord. You can join the Discord. Ultron posted some photos. Can't wait to look at those once this stream is over. And I post photos for every build I do. Pat Bear's Anime Club episode 9 was the one I filmed last week. It is asking, is the thought process of, am I going to torrent this anime, Dorodoro, that is not available in the U.S.? And I kind of answer my own question. And it was more like an essay, like a video essay, which I haven't really done before. So that was fun to do. And then the other thing I'll promote is Baering the List. Came out yesterday. Controversial Baering the List. I rank pizza toppings, and people have had opinions about my opinions. So check that out if you're so inclined. I'm going to drink a little water, and then we will talk about some anime in a moment. But yeah, people are real into that. Thank you for hanging out for the pause, for the cause, which I understand sometimes people don't love hearing because it's basically the same thing every time. That water is cold and good. Cheese. I mean, you're not wrong, Dirty. Cheese is a wonderful. Extra cheese. You want to put extra mozzarella on there? You're going to put some shredded Parmesan, some fresh shredded or in the can. These are things. Ultron says, ask the question, how do you feel about anchovies or Canadian bacon on pizza? Ultron using the channel points, the Bear Cave points. We'll talk about anime in a minute, but we'll get answer the question, obviously. So, anchovies. I don't like them. I don't like them on pizza. I don't mind a salt on a pizza, but I generally lean more towards meat. Um, I don't think they smell terrible. Like people are like whatever. But I just don't think they belong on a pizza, and I don't really like them. Now, Canadian bacon. Canadian bacon is the same thing of ham. It's not my thing, but like if you like it, you like it. I understand. I obviously Canadian bacon is not necessarily the same thing as ham, uh, but I do like. The reason I like bacon on pizza is I like that crunch, or as some might say, that crunch. That's what I'm looking for in the reason why I like bacon on there. And it might be a little crispy. Canadian bacon might crisp up some. I don't know. It's not really my thing, you know. Like, uh, yeah. I mean, that list was weird, right? Because it had steak on it, which someone I can't remember. Someone thought it wasn't steak, but that it had steak and it had like imitation crab meat, and it had weird things in on that list. That list I could have just done myself, but like making your own tier thing is just I was just like, meh, I'll just use this one. That's kind of been my philosophy with this, with the process of doing that. Is a lot of times I'll just go, I'll just use this one. This one is already somebody did the work. Uh, that was me. I thought, oh, you thought it was. Oh, you thought yes, you thought it was anchovies. I mean, it could be anchovies, but I would have thought they would have done like a tin can instead of that. You know what I mean, Ultron? Um, but I did really think it was steak. I think that was just like skirt steak, which I think steak is too chewy. So one thing that has been on that someone was just like, oh, they what about like a cheeseburger pizza? And I've eaten cheeseburger pizza and I don't mind it. Like ground beef on a pizza is not bad. It's ground beef. And like you throw some cheddar cheese in there along with the mozzarella, I don't mind that. Am I going to order it over something else that I really like? Probably not. Unless I'm with people that are like, this is the best pizza that they sell here. You got to get the cheeseburger pizza at this place. If someone's telling me that and they're like, this is my favorite pizza that they sell here, then like, yeah, I go on recommendations. But that's also because like I go on recommendations of what people are like generally like. If people are like, this is the best thing, like, yeah, I'll listen. Sometimes I don't, because sometimes people are like, their favorite pizza is a pizza that I'm not interested in. Like I said, putting like pasta on a pizza, like penne alla vodka, like I'm like, oh, the sauce I don't mind, but like, nah. Or there's a place in New York called Artichoke, and you can maybe guess that they are well known for their artichoke pizza. I don't love that pizza because I don't think artichokes are particularly great. But I have friends that really love that pizza, and they really love it, and that's cool. That's cool. It's just not what I'm like into it. Jam says I can make a mean hamburger pizza. Yeah, and I like ground. Like I said, ground beef in marinara sauce is great. You got to do mustard for the sauce. Okay. I don't really like mustard, so meh. But like I also think that pizza burgers are good. Pizza burgers are great. So like, you know, you do you. You have fun with what you like. As I said, these ranking things are my opinions. They're supposed to be for fun. They are for entertainment purposes only. And a lot of times they're just like, yeah, this is the thing that I think would be fun to talk about. So we're going to talk about it. Like, that's kind of where I'm at when it comes to uh, doing like those kind of videos. I'm mostly just like, I don't know. This is what I'm thinking right now. My opinion could change depending on further information, but right now this is what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking about when it comes to the pizza that we're talking about here. 37. Yeah, I don't want to do that one. This one. Okay, cool. I'm going to put the hand on that allows you to grab a weapon on. So I'm going to put that claw on. I love the Barbatos and its many clawed hands. Always been a big fan of that. Um, but yeah, like I said, I mean, I when I'm buying pizza, generally these days, if I am to buy a pizza, I am buying generally a cheese pizza, maybe a pepperoni. Um, I am a little sick of New York's New York's sliced sausage. Uh, I grew up in New Haven County with irregular pies, and one of the things you get with irregular pies uh, is crumbly with garlic and maybe some fennel seeds sausage. Like so, crumbly sausage was the thing that I got very used to, and in New York, it is sliced sausage, which I was at first thrilled by, and now I miss the sausage I just miss that style of sausage very much, and would like my crumbly sausage. Uh, Not the nuggets. I don't want the nuggets. I want just want what I want. You get what I'm saying. All right, let's talk about anime. It's overdue for proper anime talk. Uh, Love a good meatball. I hear ya. Um, I like a nice crumbly, spicy sausage with extra cheese and roasted garlic. Garlic on a pizza, totally great. Totally great with something else. Um, totally a big fan of that. There are a lot of ways to do that really well. Um, yeah, I'm a big fan of it. All right, so I want to talk about the 4 shows I've been watching. Black Clover. We've got basically we concluded this arc. The demon is dead. The the uh, the moment where it looked like things were going to turn out bad is not bad. People figured out a way to get out and help each other. Some souls are already moving on, and some souls it looks like are stuck because they are in artificially created bodies, so they are not moving on into the afterlife. And instead are going to be stuck on Earth doing their thing, and had a nice little moment where the Wizard King acknowledged that he met 2 of his ancestors and acknowledged that Asta is strong and wants to be the Wizard King, and he's just like, yeah, it's like, all right, well, try really hard, dude. I don't know. Good luck. And it was like, good. We're going to get into the next thing, and then Cersei. It looks like Cersei is alive and is going to stick around, see what's up, support the Clover Kingdom. I just going to join the Black Bulls, probably, looks like, which is a cool bit of business, or Nero, if you want to call her Nero. But yeah, not a lot of small things happened. The biggest bummer is that apparently Charmy doesn't remember getting taller and having the werewolf-looking spell thing happen. So apparently Charmy doesn't remember that. And that makes sense. It's important because that is a joke character that sometimes becomes incredible. So I understand the need to keep her jokey. So like having her not remember is really great because her abilities are unbelievable and way overpowered. So keeping her limited, I understand why you would do that. But it doesn't mean I have to like it, because I like the concept of a very overpowered, goofy character who knows that they have some abilities that are cool. Because right now, the only person who knows that Charmy is part dwarf and like has these other abilities is Asta, and people have a tendency to not believe Asta because he is a dummy and a goof. So I was like, oh, all right. I understand why it happened, but I won't pretend that I'm happy about it. And then let's see. So we had that. That was a thing that happened. Um, yeah, we're gonna get into the next arc. So Black Clover doing his thing. Let's see what else. Orphen. Our stowaways. We're gonna learn more about our stowaways. We're getting into the real, like not the quote unquote the real part of the story where Orphen is like gonna be going around trying to track down a dragon and running into things and getting into goofs, and we're gonna have some one-offs, and like this is where some of the lighthearted stuff that was in the first part of the episode or first part of the first episode that kind of like went away comes back a little bit, which is good. It's good to have some jokes and some laughs. Um, it does sometimes tonally feel very odd to have goofs in a show that also has some real like heart moments. Um, but I think Orphen handles it pretty well. And we're going to talk about another show that certainly has not earned its drama moment that happened in this episode. Whereas Orphen, I think, does handle its lightheartedness. It's giving you all this drama. You understand the reasons for why characters are going through their motivations, and you'll learn more about them. But you're like, I generally understand why this person is the way they are. Okay. And then you're like, oh, okay, I kind of get that. And so, like, some of the silly goofiness, you're like, oh, okay, well, this works. So a larger thing to talk about when I'm talking about the next two shows, BOFURI and Infinite Dendrogram are both shows where the characters are inside a virtual reality video game, right? They're inside a game. Now, how do you have stakes inside of a game where you're not trapped in it? Because they're not trapped in the game. So how do you have stakes when you're not trapped in there? Well, they handle it two different ways. BOFURI, the stakes are tied into quests and accomplishments and friendship, right? So BOFURI, like Sally and Maple, want to do stuff together and they want to hang out. And Maple is a very kind person, so she wants to help people, and they want to finish their adventures. They want to get rewards for things and do some silly things and have a good time, right? So that's how they handle it. I should tell you this, because the ending theme, last week they hatched two monsters, one of which was a turtle that Maple named Syrup, because her turtle familiar is named Syrup and she's Maple, and that's cute and it's very telling of the character and all of that. It's very fun and very good. I was very happy about that. Silly choice. So that was good. Well, this week, the ending theme has shown it, and it made it happen. So they did all this work. They completed all these quests. They were in a new place. They made some friends. They met a girl who's been in the opening animation that I was like, who's this girl with the puzzles? So that's fun. And then they meet this girl who's like number 2, the second best or the best, one of the best people that plays the game. And they have a little confrontation with her, but also hang out and help her out, which was cool and fun. And like overall, it's just like good fun times. It ends with Maple using her abilities in an odd way, combining things together in a strange way, and making it so that her turtle can become giant and fly. Because Maple has trouble moving around because she didn't put it much in agility. So she made it so that her turtle can now fly and can get big so they can ride on it. And people were like, what the fuck? Yeah, you think the Dirty says, I feel like the admins are going to nerf Maple again. Yeah, I feel like they used Hydra so much. They were in an underwater battle, and it looked like it was going to be a really tough battle for them. They were going to have a really tough time with this fight. And then Maple just poisoned the water, and then the big bad just died of poison damage. And it was like, Oh, that wasn't a problem at all. But yeah, I do like that because her turtle has higher agility than her. Yes, and now her turtle can fly and they can ride it. Um, there was a little moment that I really liked where the they were like talking about the results, these admins, and then someone was like trying to talk about what Maple just did, and they were like, "I don't want to hear about Maple." But I said this before. One of the things that's interesting about this game, or their choice in the game, is they're making the choice that like because it's a live, like virtual reality MMO or RPG, I should say, they are or MMORPG. They are they've nerfed certain abilities because she just played the game so weird that they've now made it so other people can't like try to copy how she like put together her build, and they're probably gonna have to keep doing that. And I thought that was kind of fun. So basically, BOFURI is taking the let's put well, we can't really invent stakes because it's just virtual reality. So let's make it about friendship and follow through and making things happen and all of that. We did get to see Sally. Sally's swashbuckler is very good in melee combat, and so she got a little chance to shine, and that was kind of fun because that character often takes a back seat, and so that was kind of neat and fun. And overall, it's just it's just a nice, pleasant show. I would say it's probably my second favorite show of the season, because I think it is just pleasant, and a pleasant adventure series, and the characters are fun and fun to see. And then the other show that is again a show about sorry, I need I1. A show that is about virtual reality in a game. So, Infinite Dendrogram, how they choose to add stakes is that pawns, their NPCs, can die, and they don't come back to life. And they explored that a little bit by literally saying that, like, apparently, folks that have maiden-type embryos, which are just basically like partners, folks that have that don't really consider it a game, and some of them stop playing because they're the kind of people that are bummed out that when NPCs die. Like, our dude has his catchphrase is, "That doesn't sit right with me," which is not the coolest catchphrase. Even in Japanese, it's not that cool of a catchphrase, but it's his catchphrase. He just doesn't like. He doesn't want to see people get hurt. That's how he goes about his thing. To the point where gets hurt in this episode, looks like. We are also introduced to another character who apparently is going to be important and has a motherfucking backstory. This character seemed to be complete and utter nonsense in a way that I was like, what is happening here? But he was in a mech, so you know I was interested. Well, it turns out that his partner is actually a maiden, and there was some sort of plan to keep that information hidden, but they had to reveal it. I don't know why, but they did. And now, I don't know. So here's the thing about this show. It starts with the end of the last episode, beginning of this episode. He drinks a potion and gets tricked by a player, and now he has cat ears. And he didn't want cat ears, and he's embarrassed about having those cat ears. Ha ha ha. Comedy, comedy, comedy. Right? Very silly. The show has been pretty light. Like, other than, him feeling bad that NPCs might die in the game, it's been fairly light. And kind of silly. And then some of these NPCs are children that have been murdered. And some of them were turned into zombies. And it's, hey, anime? Hey, anime show. You can't just, you didn't earn in that. This show, 100%, has not earned. Like, you don't see the murders of these children. You don't see them. You don't see that act. But there is implications of what happened. There's another thing that I don't even want to say that definitely happened. That is just like, hey, anime, you can't just. What are you thinking, show? There was a big O summons. Yes, dirty. You're not wrong. This dude said sorte, and then a big mech showed up, and like there's a bear. There's a guy in a bear costume with a machine gun in the first episode. Like, there's weird stuff that comes in. The fact that there was a mech in there, I was like, this does not undo anything about the show. This does not change it. I'm just saying, this show, at no point up until now, has made me think about at all the possibility that this show would contain zombified children. The idea of kidnapped children alone, I was like, what? What's happening here? What's going on with this show? So as I said, I don't think this show earned that episode. They said the embryos could be anything. Yes, the embryos, the partners, could be anything. And so you were led to believe, or they want you to believe, that that's a mech. Yeah, dirty. I'm saying that, like, also the cliffhanger, where, apparently the evil guy put himself in, reincarnated or took over the body of this kid. Like, this is all fucked, man. This show, no one else is watching but us. This show is not, like I said, I do not believe that this show has justified its unbelievable nonsensical turn. I do not believe that it has earned that. And so I would caution people that were like, "Oh yeah, this seems like a fun anime." Like, I don't know about that. It was the show. Like, I'm interested in the next episode to see where it goes, and I will say this: good on them for making me interested, because of course, dirty. That skill that he earned for killing all of those zombies, he's gonna use to save this kid from the possession that's happening. He got that paladin skill exists. He got that in the mission or this quest to complete this quest. Definitely. I was almost done with this show because it was kind of like, whatever, okay, all right. What happened to the brother who's the bear? I thought we were going to see more of him. I kind of like that character more than any other character in the show. Meh. I was kind of just like, all right. But I will say that now I'm interested in seeing what happens next episode. I was going to watch it either way because there's not a lot of shows this season, as I have said numerous times. This is a kind of a light season, so I was definitely going to keep watching. I was definitely going to keep going with the show, but if this season had been busier, like last season, the very last season that we had here of shows, I had 3 shows that I watched on Wednesdays and 1 that I watched on Thursday. Now I have 1 show I watch on Wednesday and 1 show I watch on Thursday. So, like, it is a slower season right now. So I can watch a show that I only kind of like. And yeah, it might redeem itself. It might do something interesting, but for the most part, I'm not super enthused about Dendrogram. As I said, I might try Darwin's Game because I don't always like that style of show. but the kind of like figuring out as you play why you're in a scenario, kill everyone or be kill or be killed, like life and death game. Trying to figure out why you're in it. I'm never super into those shows, so I was like, I don't know about this. Like I said, I haven't watched it yet, but I've been thinking I might try it out. Okay, we finished this arm. This arm is all but done here. And it does have whereas the chest piece is pretty not pronounced with the color, this arm, you can really see the pink, which I really like. Funimation just added Paranoia Agent, and I'm interested to go back to that and see if I like it this time. I would be interested in watching Paranoia Agent as a watch it subtitle, because I think I only watched it dubbed. I would be interested in the subtitle of that. But yeah, no, I know they got that, which is a cool get for them, certainly. Oh yeah, the Ni no Kuni movie. Yes, I knew that. I don't have Netflix right now. I'm going to be getting it at some point soon. I'll do another month when it's time to watch a show I want to watch. But I usually go, show by show with those things. All right, so we finished an arm. Put the arm on there. This is cool. We got some work done. We got a head and an arm done, and then we'll work on the other arm. And we're just going to do what we did last time, which is just put armor on this thing. Yeah, I am definitely interested in binging some kind of show. I don't know what right now, but I would like to. I'm trying to pick up something old. I've liked what Sushi Khan movies I've seen, but felt Paranoid Agent was a little impenetrable. I mean, it's fucking Lashberg. I will say this. I think it's worth watching. I think it goes interesting places and is worth checking out. So I would say give it another try, because even though it can feel impenetrable, I do think that it is a worthwhile endeavor, because I think Paranoid Agent has something to say, and I think that I don't, like I said, I haven't watched it since it aired. I liked it at the time. I also, haven't watched. I haven't watched the subtitle. I've only watched it dubbed. I'd be interested in watching the subtitled, because that's generally how I like watching shows. So I would be interested in that. I gotta go and check. What I want to do is go use High Dive, because I never look at High Dive, because I forget I have it on Verve, and see if there are things on there that I just haven't seen. I started to watch a little bit of Stars Align, because it was high ranked in, and it was up for some awards. But turns out I am not really interested in tennis anime. High Dive has a lot of old mecha shows. Yeah, I want to look at that. Like I said, it's got some OVAs that I watched that I was excited to watch. I just don't think of it. I forget. I kind of forget that I have it. So I need to be better about that, because I have it. So I am interested in kind of checking out what I may have missed there. If there's anything that's solid. I don't know. But yeah, I want to check this stuff out. But yeah, it turns out I'm not super into tennis anime, which is not a surprise to me at all. When it comes to sports anime, there are a couple types of anime, sports anime. And I think that how you feel about those types influences if you're interested in watching those shows or not. So, what do I mean by that? Let me explain what I mean by that. So there is the kind of anime that is, the sports anime that is, oh, I didn't know this sport was so cool. I am going to watch this, I'm going to get good at this. I'm actually good at it, or I'm going to struggle to get good at it because I had no idea that this thing kicks ass. Or I've always known that this was awesome, and now I have to convince a bunch of people that the thing that I love is awesome. Or, like, I mean, that's the two, right? Those to me, those are the big two. Um, I think I prefer. I had no idea how cool this was. Oh, I am now obsessed with this thing. I think I prefer that style of show. Because that show, that style, I think, is like really interesting to watch. Like people fall, like you get to fall in love with it. Votoms. I'm gonna look that. I'm gonna struggle to remember Votoms. I don't. I didn't love it. Uh, some people really like it. I think it's. I think the mobile suits are great. I think the story isn't great. Um, yeah, I think the 83 one is. I think it's got really cool designs, but I remember not really being super into it. But I also haven't watched it in like 15 years, so uh, yeah. Um, Great designs though. In Votoms. So yeah. So like examples. Yomamushi Pedal is a show where a kid who has never had any interest in cycling finds out how awesome biking, like competitive biking, is. And he's also good at it, and he can get better at it. But he learns to appreciate how awesome it is. And he meets people who love it, and it's that's the story unfolds that way. I'm much more interested in that than the basketball anime that came out last season that is about the guy who's short and loves basketball so much, and he's going to make a team because his school doesn't have a basketball team. So he's going to make one so they can compete because he loves basketball. I'm less interested in that show than like that style of sports anime. Uh, like yeah, I'm just like they should know how good we are. They're gonna learn what a great team we are. We're the underdog volleyball players. I have less interested in than oh hey, turns out I'm pretty good at volleyball. What's up with volleyball? Oh wow, people are really into volleyball. Huh. Oh, I've made friends and now I'm on the volleyball team. And now I have like a different outlook on life. I'm finally like being appreciated and whatever. Like I think I definitely lean more towards that than uh, I'm the prince of tennis. I've always been good at tennis. I'm going to learn I'm not the best at tennis, but I've always been good at tennis. I'm like, meh, I'm not really interested in that. And it's just like, people look through things for different ways, right? Like, I like both. I'm fans of both shows that are about unparalleledly, incredibly potent and great, overpowered main character shows. Isekais mainly, but overpowered anime shows. I'm interested in that, but I'm also interested in shows where it's like the struggle to get better and to succeed and to do the impossible and overcome the odds. Like, yeah, I like both those things. But when it comes to sports anime, because I'm not super into sports anime, like, I'd much rather discover what's good about a thing through the eyes of the person who's good at it. And when I talk about, like, Yomamushi Pedal, like, that manga was one of those mangas that, like, took the world by storm, or at least Japan, and, like, people got into cycling. It, like, increased people's interest in that, and clubs doing it, and like there is there is a team that is, I don't know if they're competing in the Olympics, but like the mangaka of that of the this fucking biking manga like raised enough capital to put together a like apparently like gonna be competitive enough biking team for the Olympics. I think that just fucking rules because like people were so into his anime that they were just like, okay, this seems great. In the same way that Slam Dunk helped popularize basketball in Japan. People saw that anime and they were like, huh, basketball, eh? All right, let's play basketball. Just saw that High Dive has a second season of, oh yeah, Orema-chan that I didn't know about. Yeah, the second season's fun. It's solid. Uh, Arena continues to be a best girl. She's lovely. Ebina. Not Arena. Ebina. She continues to be a best girl. Let's see. Uh, yeah, I like that. You know, like I said, Slam Dunk, popularized basketball and led to high schools doing basketball, like having basketball teams, basketball clubs, and people watching it on television, and like really like caused a shift in it and like made it a thing. More folks are than ever before, years and years, are camping in around Mount Fuji because laid back camp is so good that people are like interested in camping because of an anime. There's a few of those things that like somehow sometimes just like change the culture. This is fucking cool as hell when that happens. All right. I now have Aruma-chan saying, I am loving hamburgers" in my head because they go to the fake McDonald's. All the girls go to McDonald's together, and she says in her head, "I am loving McDonald's" in kind of broken English. I just remember thinking that was a very fun phrase. Or "I am loving hamburgers" is what she says. I was just talking about that show the other day. That Himoto Aruma-chan. It's like that opening song is a fantastic earworm. So look out, be careful. This is a good song. It's got a weird key change in it that's very cool and good. But yeah, it's just a good tune. Good anime. Good side characters. But yeah, I gotta check out. I gotta look at High Dive and see what's going on there. See if there's any shows that I'm like I should be checking out. In these dark days, folks. These like just waiting for the next season, basically, or any late comers to this season. Maybe there'll be some late comers that'll really spruce things up. Because right now it is bleak. All right, we got the last of our blue piece. Yeah, the last of our blue. Not a lot of blue on this kit. Just a little bit on the arms, a little bit on the chest. Not too much blue here, so we'll get that on. Oh, is Monhan and its opening song still the first episode? Yeah. It's just a fun tune. Good premise. Fun show. It's about friendship. It's a show about friendship and develop friendship. And while it is also a show about a promising young adult who is incredibly lazy and her brother who is a neat freak and trying his he's just trying his best to raise his sister as best he can. He's trying to work a job he doesn't really care about, but he's got friends, he's got a passion, and he doesn't understand that there's various that his old friend and boss is interested in him, as well as one of his sister's friends, which is inappropriate, but also makes sense because she feels that way generally because um, she misses her own brother. And so she misses having a brother figure around. But yeah, it's a good show. It's a good silly one. If you ever seen that image of the blonde girl, teen blonde girl, who suddenly puts on a little orange getup and becomes like a tiny chibi version of herself and becomes like a garbage monster of watching anime and shirking responsibility. It's a good little fun one. Good little fun show. And the gloomy, sad teen that tries to emulate her and like grow and learn from her, and the girl that moved from the country and is embarrassed about a lot of things and looking for her brother, and then the girl that lived in Japan or was from Japan, but then was raised overseas, and her concept of what Japan is just from watching anime. Even she's half Japanese, but all she learned is from that. So she has a very skewed idea of what anything is, which causes lots of issues. Yeah, it's a fun little show. It's got a lot of heart to it. It's got a lot more heart than I originally would have assumed when I started watching it. Because I was like, oh, this is very light and silly and weird, and we're supposed to think the brother is too overprotective, even though I'm at an age where I just am constantly like, no, you can't sneak on a train because your brother is going on a work trip and you're gonna miss him, and you can't just like stow away. Your brother's going to work. He's not for fun. But I know as an audience member, you're supposed to be like, yeah, heck yeah, adventure. Why does he get to have all the fun? I understand that I am sometimes too much of an adult for silly fun internet. For not internet, but silly fun stuff like that. Where I'm just like, no, don't. Let him do his job. He's paying. Pick up after yourself. Don't drink cola that late at night, young lady. All right, we are almost done with. We're not almost done with the arm, but yeah, we're almost done with this arm. We're just going to finish up this arm here before we wrap up the stream, because we're almost done with it, and then we'll work on the legs and the waist and the weapons. We don't know how far we'll get on that, but we'll at least start that stuff on Saturday. My next build stream is Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, as usual. Next week, my schedule gets modified slightly because of because next Saturday is the Anime Awards. So my next stream is on Saturday, this Saturday. Then next week, I will be doing Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday build streams. So I'll be streaming Monday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. And that's because on that following Saturday, a week from this Saturday, I'm going to live stream the Anime Awards and just kind of give my running commentary of stuff that's happening and kind of like talk through things. I did it last year and enjoyed it, so I'm going to do it this year. Last year it was an official one. You could co-stream it. This year they have not announced that that there is official co-streaming. So I'm just going to do it and hope that I don't lose that like something doesn't bad happen. I'm just going to have to hope that Oh, I didn't put this on right. Like I said, I'm just gonna hope that it all works out. It should. It should be okay. Um, but yeah, they haven't made an official announcement about allowing for co-streams. So hopefully the stream will stay up, and I can just do it with the awards on there. If not, I'll just have the award show on in my headphones and talk through it, and then have people, put the link up for people to watch and do a watch along that way instead of having it like on the screen, which is not as fun or as convenient for viewers to do that. But I'll do what I have to do it because I think it's a fun thing to do. So that'll be next Saturday. But that's a ways away. But this Saturday is only in 2 days, and they'll be building. It'll be my next build stream where we will continue to work on this very good model kit. Because we still have to do the we only done the top. We got to work on the other part. So we'll keep going on it. Thank you very much for watching the stream. I hope you had a good time. I had a good time, so I hope you did as well. Thank you for your continued support. It does mean a lot to me. I am going to run an ad. Let's just do the thing where you hold up a controller and pretend to play the anime awards. Yes, indeed. I love that. Yeah, last break. I'll just be, I'm just playing. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I hope to see you on Saturday for my next build stream as we continue working on this beautiful looking kit. And as always, I'm going to run an ad at the end of the stream. You don't have to watch it, but if you can. Bye, and I'll see you next time on the next build with Baer. Bye-bye.